Don't ever change for anybody. Don't ever trade your soul. Don't even listen to him. He don't know nothing at all. Try not to get too involved, but really it's breaking my heart.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you are new, then it's just welcome to the channel, and we are happy to have you. Now, I don't know why people don't just like the video. When I come into a video, I just like it so that I don't forget, and then subscribe if you like the type of content I want to be putting out. But a like doesn't hurt. It's free for you and it helps me, so appreciate it. So anyway, I am back with the next part of my VSG 2023 journey, and this video really doesn't have any like set goal except like a check-in. So I guess I'll do like a 3-4 week check-in because I didn't do a 3 week, and tomorrow is officially 4 weeks post-op. Okay, so we're getting up there. So I'm not even going to make anybody wait for like the good stuff. My starting weight was 264 and my current weight is 235. So I'm just 1 pound shy of 30. So we are 29 pounds down. Hopefully by tomorrow we'll hit that other pound down, but we'll see and we'll go over that. So, all right, so the main thing that I'm noticing is that if you watch my video about why it's important to vet your bariatric team and why I hate my bariatric team, it has a lot to do with a lot of the things that I have an issue with. So one of the main things I have an issue with is there's no guidance, no support. They're not checking up on me. I'm pretty much winging it. Even though like I did my research on YouTube and some TikTok, but mainly YouTube, I'm still doing my research from there because they gave you a set of reading materials and everything, but they're not very clear. Like even for my soft food stage where I was progressed on day 10 to soft foods, there's a list of soft foods that I'm allowed to have. Never one time did he say, okay, yeah, you can have these soft foods, but we want you to kind of progress in this order, because soft food stage is anywhere from 4 weeks to 6 weeks. So tomorrow is 4 weeks, and at no time is there like a 4-week checkup or anything like that. My next appointment is May 2nd, which will be a day after my 6 weeks. So they never said like, okay, these are the foods, but kind of go in a progression to these foods. That makes sense. I wish you would have said that, or maybe the reading materials would have said that, because it says you can have things like ground turkey and ground beef and slow cooker chicken, a slow cooker turkey and things like that. And I have a slow cooker and an Instapot and all the things. So I'm wondering why I'm having trouble, you know what I'm saying? Because according to my soft food stage, which I was progressed to, I should be able to tolerate these foods. And even though I'm not dumping or vomiting or anything like that, it is difficult to get them down. Like extremely difficult, which makes it hard for me to get a sufficient amount of food in, which is affecting my energy, but I'll get to that. So had he said like, okay, yeah, these are the soft foods and these are on the list, but like do get to these closer to the 4 to 6 weeks or closer to the 6 week mark. Stuff like that I feel like is important. This is a new surgery for me. I haven't ever had this surgery. I haven't gone through this experience. I really just don't understand what's so hard about them telling me, okay, by week 3, you should be here. By week 4, maybe start incorporating some of these and so on and so forth. That all would have made so much sense. Like, I guess it made too much sense because that's not what happened. So what I found myself doing was just kind of doing research in YouTube videos and see what was working for other people who were at the same stage that I was in and kind of have a similar lifestyle that I have. And I took myself backwards. My soft food stage didn't come with a pureed food stage. I just knew there was going to be a pureed food stage because like everyone's videos that I watched when I did my research, they went from liquids to pureed foods. I didn't have that. So I kind of put myself on like a kind of pureed food stage and just used the research from other people's journey and incorporated it into my own. And y'all, it made things so much easier. Like it seriously did. Like, so I stopped like trying to eat chicken and turkey and things like that, and I took it all the way back, and I just started eating like tuna salad, you know, with some tuna and some mayo, mustard. We all know how to make a little tuna salad, like, but I can't have raw veggies right now, so there was no onion or celery or green pepper, none of that, just a little tuna salad. I was doing deviled eggs. I live on deviled eggs right now. I just like boiled a carton of eggs and just make deviled eggs because I could just pop those, eat those. They're soft enough. They have a lot of protein in them, so it helps with my protein goals. And I like them. I don't get tired of deviled eggs, especially since I can only eat maybe 2 at a time. But I'll go back a couple times a day to eat an egg. Like I could grab a little deviled egg and I could eat that. Or I'll have a deviled egg with like little 2 scoops of tuna salad on the side. Or I took and pureed some chicken in the food processor and made chicken salad out of it. Like that stuff, I can eat that. Like I can eat that without any problems. I'm not having these like digestive issues where it feels like the food is like backing up. I'm not dumping, I'm not vomiting, but I know that I need to learn to slow down eating. But for me, that's going to be one of my biggest hurdles because I eat fast. My mom always laughs because to this day, like I have to have some of everything that's on my plate. I have to have some on my fork. I have to have some this, some that, some that. If it's on my plate together, I need it to be in my bite. And I'll have food in my mouth and I like to eat my food while it's hot. I'm one of those piping hot food people. So that I already knew that was going to be difficult for me. And it's coming up now because you're eating and it seems like it's going well, but you don't realize that the food's not going to your stomach yet. It hasn't gotten to your stomach. So by the time it does, and if you've overeaten, it's kind of like backed up. I haven't gotten to the point where, like I said, I'm vomiting or anything, but now I have to sit and like breathe, take a couple breaths, like let it digest, let it move. And then, we can't drink for 30 minutes, which of course will help, but you can't. So that's one of my biggest hurdles, but it's just so much easier now, period. Like I don't even have that much of an issue with that now that I'm not having some of these other foods that are on my list but wasn't made specific, that even though, yes, you may be able to tolerate them, but you can be moving further by starting with these foods. You should have said that, but I'm figuring it out as I go. Another thing that is an issue. I already knew, again, if you watched my last video or one of my other videos, you're going to stall. It's just, if you've been doing this weight loss thing back and forth like I have, we know all the diets back and forth, 1,500 calories a day, keto, the military diet, and blah, blah, blah. Intermittent fasting and all of the things. We know about all of the things. So we know, okay? So I was aware that there was going to be a stall because simply if we're in a caloric deficit, we're losing weight. We're in the liquid diet, very few calories, little to no carbs. All of that is going to make you lose weight. It's going to make you lose weight quickly and rapidly. So I knew that once I progressed to soft foods and I was having more calories in my body and things like that, there was going to be a stall and or gain. I was prepared for that. So that's where I'm at, and that is what happened. So at my day 10 appointment where I progressed to soft foods, I was 243 pounds. So today, me being at 235 pounds, it took me a while to get here because if I was continuing to still lose a pound a day, which again, I knew was going to be unrealistic because you can't maintain that level of weight loss while you're adding foods to your diet. And at that point, I wasn't exercising. At this point, I'm still not exercising, but I'll get to why that is as well. So without me exercising or doing anything different and just upping my caloric intake, and so there's going to be more calories, there's going to be more fats, there's going to be different things you're incorporating. I was prepared for that. So I stalled at 239. I started at 239 for quite a few days, and then I started at 237 for quite a few days, at which point, again, I wasn't realizing this. Like, I was a regular person with bowel movements, but I didn't notice that with this, I was so far from regular, it wasn't even funny. So I started to incorporate some magnesium citrate into my protein shake and get some things moving, and once I did that, and my fluid goals, I've been hitting my fluid goals easy, honey, easy peasy. I've been doing that. So once I incorporated some magnesium citrate and I got to have a full regular bowel movement, like I instantly jumped from 237 to 235. Like instantly, I missed 236 altogether. So that's where I've been for the last maybe 2 or 3 days. I've been at 235. And that's fine with me because, again, I was expecting this. I was expecting a star. I was expecting all of these things to happen. So, as far as working out, I was cleared on day 10 to start some working out, but not to lift more than 10 pounds. That's where it became an issue. I have a 4-year-old granddaughter. She's autistic, and we were at my niece's birthday party. She was there. There was a lot going on. There were a lot of kids, and there was a bouncy house, and there was an egg hunt, and there was so much going on. She became overstimulated. Well, if you don't, or if you do, autistic children have sensory issues, and a certain sensory thing is just too much for her. I'm learning as I go. This is new for my family. We've never dealt with a child with autism, so we're learning as well. But that's my grandbaby. So my first thing to do is to soothe her. If she's overstimulated, she was nonverbal for the first 3 years, and now she's starting to be verbal, bits and pieces, but she still can't communicate exactly what's wrong with her. So I soothe her a lot. So my first instinct is to pick her up. So I keep picking her up and I'm rubbing her back, and I'm giving her hugs and kisses, and calming her down and letting her decompress and stuff until she gets her stuff together where she can go back and rejoin the party, and that helps her. Like, it helps her, it does. So at the time, I didn't realize it, but my mom just kept saying, like, Chauncey, you cannot keep picking her up. She's too heavy. You're not supposed to be picking up more than 10 pounds. You can't keep picking her up. And I'm actually getting mad at my mom, like, woman, if my grandchild is upset, then they call my grandchildren, call me Mimi. Mimi's coming. Mimi's picking them up. So I'm picking up my granddaughter, and baby, let me tell y'all. I can't say I would have did it any differently. I'm not going to hold y'all. But ever since that day, my one incision where I told y'all it's like about here, my one incision where there had to be some muscle repair, because I asked them, like, everything is fine except for this one incision. And except for this one incision, and it's like really painful. And that's when the doctor told me that in that specific incision, there's a muscle located there, and they had to suture that muscle. And so that's why that one was still sore. So that pain had subsided. But after that birthday party, honey, no ma'am. No ma'am. That thing is back in full effect. When I say that, whatever that muscle repair was or something, I'm hoping it wasn't damaged or pulled or something, because the pain is, I want to say it hurts more now than it did even after surgery. Like, it really hurts. I mean, to the point where I had to take an Oxycontin the other day. I had been stopped taking the Oxycontins. Like, they only gave me 15 when I left the hospital, and I still had like 8 left. Okay, so I had been stopped taking those. I was just taking extra some Tylenol. Baby had to bust out the drugs. Okay, I had to bust out the opioids for this one. It really hurts. And so I contacted my medical staff and asked them, it wasn't normal at this stage of my recovery for that to still be in so much pain, for it to be so sore. And I made sure to tell them why I felt like it was sore, because prior to the birthday party and everything, since day 10, I started using my stationary bike again. I pulled my stationary bike out. I was riding my stationary bike starting low, just 30 minutes a day. But within those 30 minutes, I'm able to ride about 5 miles per day, like between 4 and 5 miles, because I do the HIIT. So you do the high intensity, like you do that for 30 seconds, then you stop, and then you do it again. And so I'm able to get in like 4 miles, 5 miles sometimes when I do those exercises. And I was fine even doing that. But I think that in conjunction with me keep picking up my granddaughter, I may have pulled something, and y'all, it hurts. So I told them the type of activity I was doing, and they informed me that it is normal for that muscle to not be fully repaired yet, and to just put some ice on it and keep using the Tylenol extra strength. And so that's what I've been doing. But I had to throw in a little Oxycontin the other day because it really is bothering me. So I would have asked anyone to just kind of pay attention to those rules. I was a little lax about it because when it comes to my grandbabies, I just did what I had to do, but it is still really sore even right now. So hopefully that starts to subside soon. So I have laid off of my stationary bike, which, of course, without saying, that's why I've been stalled at 235, I believe, because without me being able to do a certain level of exercise and with like literally being in pain at this point, I had to stop all of that, and I'm still eating, but we'll talk about that right. Actually, we can go into that right now. So what I feel about eating is, what they don't tell us is, they like, you have a restriction, yes. They tell you what is recommended for you to eat, but I don't think they just flat out keep it real with us and tell us, like, if you want to lose weight to where you're losing that pound a day or whatever, and you're not exercising or you're not able to exercise, I don't think they just flat out tell us, like, you basically can't eat. You basically can't. Because it doesn't matter what you eat. If you're at a stage where you're not working out or you can't work out or whatever, and you're still trying to have that pound a day weight loss, it is unrealistic to think that we can eat 6 small meals a day or 6 to 8 small meals a day and still lose a pound a day. I don't care what you're eating. I don't care if it's keto. I don't care if it's the lowest of carbs or whatever. It just doesn't work that way. You know, that's the Instapot going off with my roast that I can't have any of. So excuse the beeping. That's for the regular stomach people in the house. But anyway, so I don't think they just tell us, like, you have to be realistic. So I'm just putting together my program as I go along with my journey. So being that I consistently get in my fluids and I consistently get in my protein, I'm really not hungry. I would be lying if I said I was hungry, but me following the program, feeling as though my program definitely specified they wanted me to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And my dietitian, and he's been working with me the whole time, he knows I'm not a lunch girl. I don't do too much lunch. I do a big breakfast and I do a big dinner. I generally don't do lunch at all. So he's been wanting me to start having lunch or to use a protein shake as a meal replacement for lunch. And I just feel like that's unrealistic. Like, it really is just unrealistic if you plan on losing a certain amount of weight. And this, I'm going off of my experience. Everyone's experience is different. I'm giving y'all my perspective. Maybe someone can identify. Maybe someone's going through the same thing. But I'm just telling y'all what I found to be true for me. So, I eat like once a day. I still intermittent fast, so I don't eat before 1 p.m. I don't eat after 6 p.m. And I just eat during that window. And I found that that works for me. Even without exercising, being that I can't exercise, I had to find a way where I could still have this weight coming off of me until this pain subsides and I could get back to being more active. I eat once a day, like, at this point, and it's been working. I think that's what broke my stall from 237, that I eat one time a day and I'm fine with that. I really am not hungry. I still am fighting the whole what's in my head telling me I'm hungry and trying to go with my program that tells me to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But I don't feel hungry. I don't feel like, I'm missing out or anything. I'll have, like, at lunchtime, I'll make my food, my tuna salad, my chicken salad, my double eggs or whatever. I'll eat that like midday and then take my multivitamin, because you have to eat when you take your multivitamin. I'll do that and then I'll finish the rest of my fluid goals for the day. And I'm honestly fine. Like, I really am. So I don't think the whole breakfast, lunch, dinner thing, when you're this early in and you're not being active and you're not exercising, I don't think it's realistic for anyone to think that they're going to lose weight by adding calories without, going into some sort of caloric deficit and still lose a pound a day. If you do, that's a blessing. More power to you. But for me, that's not working for me. So at this point, I eat like once a day. That's how I eat, once a day in midday. And now that I've gone to softer foods, I can eat more. Like, I really can just eat more if I'm eating the things that I told you guys that I'm eating. So when I do that, I'm fine. I feel satiated. I'm good. So that's what's been working for me and for me to lose this weight. I also feel like a little bit of a hypocrite sometimes, because when I first was told I needed the surgery, I didn't see myself as this big, huge person. Every time I see people who had the surgery, they were huge. Say they were like really big. And I didn't feel like I fit that dynamic. I wasn't in that demographic. So, I guess body dysmorphia works like that too, if that's what you want to call it. But I didn't see a problem. I do, on my page, I posted some pre-op pictures, and these are literally like days before surgery for me. And I don't feel like I was that big, but that was for me. But I was kept telling myself I don't want to get too small. I don't want to look sickly. I see people are talking about they lost 100 pounds. I don't want to be 164 pounds. The smallest I would like to be is between like 185 and 190 at my smallest. I'm fine if I get down to 200. I'm fine with that. But 185 to 190, that's where I want to draw the line. So I kept saying that, so I didn't want a bunch of weight to fall off me like super duper fast. But when you get into that stall, once you see it coming off and you start to feel the health benefits, you start to feel different, you start to feel better, you start to see it in your face. Like I can see it in my face, and I can see it like in my neck and stuff like that. My back is unbigging. I'm unbigging my back, okay? The surgery unbigs your back, okay? That's what's going on. So when I start seeing things like that, now you kind of get addicted to the weight loss. Like, okay, well, how many more can I lose? Like, well, how much can I lose this week? And how much? Because my birthday is next month on the 19th. And I'm like, okay, I want to be 229 by my birthday next month. Can I make that happen? So now I'm having bigger goals than I initially planned in the first place, because I was like, oh, I just don't want to be too small, and so on and so forth. And now it's a whole different story, child. But again, it's a journey. There are ups and downs on this journey, I tell you. The only other thing is my energy level, because I know I'm not getting enough calories, and you know our body needs a certain amount of calories just to be alive, just to blink and to swallow and to move around freely. Your body needs a certain amount of calories. So being that I know I'm not hitting that caloric goal and I don't have a high caloric intake, my energy is so low. And I know that it's a thing because friends of mine who have had the surgery in the past, that's what they hit me and say, like, how's your energy? How's your energy? So I know I'm not tripping when I'm just like, it's lagging. I'm having a nap now in the middle of the day and still sleep by 10 o'clock, you know? So I don't know, the energy level, I kind of understand all of the, you know what I mean, the scientifics of it, but going through it, the knowledge doesn't make it any easier to go through the process, I should say. So that's what's happening with me so far. I'm completely off of the milky protein. I gave those all to my neighbor. I do the IsoPure infusions. I love that. My very first 32 ounces of water a day. It contains 50 grams of protein between my collagen powder and my protein powder. I do aloe vera juice for digestive help. And I started back taking apple cider vinegar tablets. I've been taking them for so long, and I felt like those were helping me regulate my weight to even where before I got the surgery, I wasn't gaining weight either. I was consistently at a steady weight because I know the apple cider vinegar was helping with that. So I still do that. I do the chlorophyll, things like that. I do supplements. I do those activated charcoal to, you know what I mean, keep all the bad toxins out your body. It bans all the toxins, and then you flush them out of your system. So I'm doing my supplements and everything like that. All of that's good. I finally feel like I got a handle on how to eat properly to where I'm getting in enough calories, or I'm getting in more calories, I should say, and where I am still losing the weight that I need to lose at a nice steady pace. I know that's going to pick up drastically when this muscle, whatever's going on with this muscle, I hope it hurry up, but because I want to try the infinity hoop. I ordered an infinity hoop, y'all, and once I'm able to use that, I will let y'all know how that goes, because I'm like a little kid, and yes, TikTok made me do it, but I'm going to try that infinity hoop. I think that's going to be a good thing. So that's pretty much my 3, and I suppose it'll be my 4-week update as well. I'll come back and tell you guys some things that I'm learning and finding out and experiencing along this journey. Every day is different. It's something new all the time, but I was ready for the journey. I will definitely say that it is in fact a journey, and I was ready for it. I do wish I had more support from my bariatrics team, but I'm not gonna lie to you. What makes me make these videos is because I live for these videos. These videos are what helped me on my journey. like people telling what they eat in a day, and they're experiencing some of the same things I'm experiencing, and talking about their stalls and talking about, you know, what they do for their energy, just the different drinks that they use. On Amazon constantly ordering different things that, you know what I mean, to see if they help. If they don't, they don't. If they do, they do. But I appreciate the fact that people take time out of their lives and they make these videos, because I don't know what I would do if I couldn't go on YouTube and research these things and have so many different perspectives from so many people from so many walks of life. I don't know what I would do. So I feel sometimes a little bit obligated to make these videos and document my journey, because I feel like my journey is unique. Because I don't even think to this point that if I said I had a BBL first, I had a BBL in 2020. So I don't even know if I said that, because I think that's a unique perspective too, having VSG surgery after having a BBL, because I had 360 lipo and a fat transfer to my butt and all of that. And I think that's a whole nother thing. I got to start making videos about that, because that gives a whole different perspective about the weight loss and how my weight is coming off, and how my body started off and where it's getting to. So, honey, there's a lot to go over. There's so much, and I'll answer any questions. I just don't know how to structure that video from VSG after BBL, because I think I want to wait till some more weight falls off first so I can see, because I can't answer no questions right now, because yes, I've lost about 30 pounds, but then none of it come out of this booty, honey. Whatever fat they put in the booty, that my old stomach, that's my new butt, it is holding up. How they say that stomach and that belly fat, maybe because it's belly fat. You know how hard it is to get rid of belly fat. Maybe because my new booty fat is my old belly fat, that's why it's not going anywhere. It hasn't gone anywhere at this point, but I'll get into that in another video if that's something that you guys want me to talk about. But other than that, I appreciate you guys for coming to the channel. Please just give the video a like. Give it a dislike. If you don't want to subscribe, if this isn't the type of channel that you, or the type of content that you want coming up in your feed, then I get it. But a little like would go a long way. And I will see you guys in the next one.
Butterfly, you're a butterfly, butterfly, wings spread, just let it fly, butterfly.